All right, joining us now to discuss BTC price and more is Karim Nurani, Chief Strategy Officer at Linqto, which provides private investment opportunities. Hi, Karim.
Hi, Christy. Thank you so much for having me on today.
Great having you. So, taking a look at the day's market action and over the weekend, what's your outlook on Bitcoin?
Bitcoin will continue to meander up and down according to activities that traders are looking at. It all depends. We've seen from our investors and various other investors that are accredited investors, it's all about hedging your investment opportunities, diversifying your assets. And if you're going to diversify your assets, you may want to hold some cryptocurrency. But the price rise levels that we've seen over the last 5 years, I don't think is sustainable today with the fundamentals that we see and the reasons why Bitcoin exists.
How long do you see this bear market? Are we in a bear market, or this very tight trading range in the lower 40s, high 30s lasting?
I think once the fundamentals are starting to be seen in the overall public markets, once we start to realize that some of the stocks have been overblown, oversold, just because of market tendencies and trends with automatic sales, we start to look more at the fundamental strengths of a bunch of companies on the market. Once that starts to stabilize a little bit, I think I've seen that the Bitcoin trades in congruence with the markets, and that will the price of Bitcoin will continue to improve as we get out of this unstable public market, and we'll start to gain traction over the next six to 12 months in the upward direction.
And Karim, your company deals a lot with accredited investors who must have a gross income exceeding $200,000 or a net worth over $1 million. So what are accredited investors doing? What trends do you see and opportunities that they're seeking?
That's actually a very good question. We ask the same question all the time. It really comes down to asking ourselves, the accredited investors, what is it that we want to achieve? And it's all a balance of assets and where you hold your assets. So as you look at the fundamentals of any business model, you want to look at what your outlook is and the reasons why you buy certain things. And that goes to all cryptocurrencies, including Bitcoin or public equities or the private market shares that, for example, what we do at Linqto is acquire secondaries on the private market and democratize access that to the accredited investors. And we ask everyone to take a look at their portfolio, what their hold periods are, and sort of balance what the returns are, because not all returns flow in one direction at the same time. Certain things will go against the pattern and others will go with the pattern. So it just depends on what your hold terms are.
Here's a fun question. Are retail investors who don't meet these income or net worth requirements, but perhaps they have the knowledge, is that fair? Are they losing out?
Oh, absolutely unfair. Even if you look at what we've been doing at Linqto, it's all about democratizing assets and decentralizing private investments. So if you looked at this market prior to us coming on the market, this was reserved for the very, very high net worth individual, $20 or $30 million of assets and a connection to Wall Street. And that we felt was unfair. And that's why we did what we did in our business model, is democratizing assets. So if you look at the way FINRA and the SEC operates and what they categorize as an accredited investor, they should really redefine those terms to allow other people who are educated in the environments, but not necessarily have the assets or the income to partake and participate in this environment, because otherwise they miss out a lot. They miss a lot out of a lot of opportunities. If we allow these same people to make decisions on home equities, student loans, and mortgages, they're educated enough to make educated investment opportunities in the investment market, and they should be allowed to.
Mm-hmm. Interesting, because we do see a lot of young investors who are investing in Bitcoin. They're not accredited investors, but they're pretty happy with themselves. All right, Karim, we'll end it there. Thank you so much for joining us.
There's a new bunch of asset class people that we are not even seeing. Because these are the sort of folks who are
I think
learning.
That's the whole crypto market is revealing just the power of that.
Yes, absolutely. I totally agree with that.